In this video, I'm going to be going over the entrepreneurial mindset, what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So you definitely want to stick around to the end to see if your mindset is even able to handle all the stresses involved with being an entrepreneur. All right, so I want to go over some tips and tricks and experiences that I've gone through as an entrepreneur to give you understanding if you're on the right track or what to expect if you want to start your own business and make it through to the end, living a life on your own terms. That's what being an entrepreneur is all about, right? Financial freedom, doing something you love. So I want to go over 5 things, and let's start with that 5th thing, which is you have to accept failure. You have to know that you're probably going to fail. Most businesses, when you start out, they do fail. They don't make it past 5 years. That's kind of the mark where, hey, your business is still going and succeeding. You probably have something good. But most people don't even make it to that 5-year mark. For me personally, I'm starting year 7, I believe. So I've made it in terms of my Timber USA business and carpentry. I've proven myself and continue to expound on that. Doesn't mean I did everything perfect by any means, but I'm happy to say that something I started that long ago is still bringing in good revenue. So don't be afraid when you fail. If you fail, it just means maybe you got to switch something up or try a new industry or try a new craft or perfect or get better at what you're doing before you bring it to the marketplace. But you can't be afraid of failure. If you're afraid of failure, you're definitely not going to be an entrepreneur, and you're definitely not going to be a good entrepreneur. Failure is part of the process. All right, number 4, let's say that you aren't failing. There's something that is going to happen, and that's called working extremely long hours and probably not getting paid for it. A lot of people want to have their 9-to-5 job. They want to be able to collect their paycheck, clock in, clock out, know what they're getting every single month, know the taxes are already taken, like everything's already set for them. But as an entrepreneur, that is not the case. You don't clock in and clock out. You don't have someone to respond to or someone to report to. Things aren't taken care of for you with the HR department and onboarding. That's all on the wayside. As an entrepreneur, you're doing everything on your own. You'll probably end up spending 60, 70, 80 hours a week working and maybe not even getting paid. And this is all part of trying to grow your brand, trying to grow your business. This is what you do in exchange for that future hope that you will generate revenue at some point. I know when I was first building, I would quote something out, a patio project or a deck, and I'd say, oh, it's going to take this many days. It ends up taking twice as long. And I'm like, man, I'm really not making what I thought I was going to make because I'm spending all these additional hours. And then I'm getting home and I got to do more bids. And then guys are calling me, and there's just so much to juggle that you end up spending a lot of time that you didn't even account for. So my biggest point here is to really be a successful entrepreneur. Expect to fail, expect to work long hours, which may take you away from your friends, your family. It might take you away from things that you want to go enjoy, because you really got to spend time on that business, on things that are going to help grow that business or help grow yourself so you can be more effective in your marketing strategy, in your networking, and in the product or service that you're bringing to the marketplace. All right, the 3rd point that I want to bring up, which is a huge thing that I learned late, and I wish I'd learned this earlier, is just wrapping my head around taxes and understanding how to handle taxes. As an entrepreneur, this is not handled for you. So let's reverse. If you're just going to get a W-2 job at a company, they're going to take all the taxes, Social Security, everything out of your check every single month or bi-weekly, whenever you get paid. They're going to take that out for you, which eliminates the stress. If you have a W-2 job, your mentality is actually excited about tax season because you're going to be getting a return, and you never had to really focus on managing your taxes, on saving money. As an entrepreneur, you have to expect to pay taxes, and you have to expect to probably pay more taxes than you would as a W-2 employee. If you don't have a good CPA, you're not really financially sound on different write-offs and things you can do, taxes can be a big problem and a big burden as an entrepreneur, especially if you're not ready for it. I know when I first started out, I was starting to see some success. Money was coming in. Well, guess what? I wasn't saving money on the side every month for taxes. And when tax season came around, I got hit with a huge bill. And at this point, it was in like $20-something thousand. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have it. So then you have to do a tax extension, which just prolongs your problem. And then gets that, when you finally pay it, well, you're close to the next due date, next April. So it's better to understand taxes meet with a CPA or financial advisor, anyone that knows this field to really help you out as an entrepreneur, because this is something that you don't want to have resting on your shoulders. You want to be able to breathe financially, understand how to be educated and smart with your money, and this will definitely help you out if you start to see good revenue coming in. This is something you don't want to take for granted and not educate yourself on. All right, number 2, you definitely want to make sure that what business you want to be an entrepreneur in, what product or service, is going to make money. A lot of people are so passionate about something or motivated, but it's not something that will ever really make money. It's just a hobby, right? So the biggest thing I would say is research if your product or service is going to bring in money. In my case, with construction and furniture building and carpentry, it's proven that yes, this industry makes money, and you can make a lot of money if you do it right. So if that's you, you're a tradesman or you want to be in the carpentry field, yes, you can make a ton of money. So you're already in the right space. But if you're watching this and you have some whimsical idea of what you want to do, but it is proven to make $0, that's something I definitely would consider reevaluating. All right, if you made it this far in this video, I definitely want you to leave a comment below and let me know what motivates you and what makes you want to be an entrepreneur. I'm definitely curious and would love to respond to those comments. Also, make sure to subscribe and click that like button as we get into number 1. All right, number 1 in terms of being an entrepreneur is definitely having passion, drive, and believing in yourself, what it is that you're doing. This is the biggest thing that I'd say. If you don't have this, don't do it. It's not worth it. Now, when I said make sure it makes money, I do think that it needs to make money, but I think that your passion in it is definitely even more important than that. So when I got into carpentry and woodworking, I love creating things with my hands. I love taking a pile of scrap wood or like a pallet and turning it into something beautiful. Like I get a lot of gratification from that. So I hope you get what I'm trying to say here. You really have to be passionate and really enjoy what you do. Otherwise, I feel like life gets wasted and thrown away by the wayside. So that being said, love what you do. You won't feel like you're working, but make sure that what it is that you love is gonna make money. All right, so are you cut out to be an entrepreneur? You're gonna have to accept failure, work long hours and probably not get paid for it, take care of your own taxes, be in an industry that actually makes money, all while having a passion for it. This is what it takes to be an entrepreneur, and most people will fail. But if you can make it, I really encourage you to just keep pressing forward. It brings a life of freedom, brings a life of creativity, and it gives you a sense of fulfillment. I hope this video has definitely helped and motivated you to take the next steps as an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, leave a comment what industry your business is in, and check out these other videos on how to sell products online.